think one of the challenges throughout this crisis has been really putting your finger on how much oil is coming out of the Middle East. We get this data on tankers, but there's a lot of questions about how reliable it is. I mean, do we have a decent sense of where we are right now in terms of the amount of oil coming out of the Strait of Hormuz in the Middle East more generally? And I suppose related to that, fresh headlines today, strikes in the Red Sea on tankers as well. How big an issue is that going to be?
Yeah, I mean, on sort of monitoring flows through the Strait of Hormuz, very difficult at the moment. If you look at sort of ship tracking data, it basically shows that tanker flows have essentially ground to a halt. And again, no surprise given the fact that we have been seeing tankers been targeted in the Strait of Hormuz. But basically, as has been the case since the start of the war, right, we are seeing a number of vessels moving in the dark, so basically turning off their transponders when they transit the Strait of Hormuz. So actual flows will be higher than what official data is suggesting. Now, we did see oil flows basically go back up to around 12 million barrels a day following the deal. We're basically assuming now that those flows have fallen back to somewhere between 2 to 3 million barrels a day. So basically back where we were for large parts of the second quarter. As for the Red Sea, yeah, obviously a very real risk for the market. As you say, we've seen the Houthis taking responsibility for a couple of strikes on tankers overnight. Obviously, the Red Sea has become increasingly important for the oil market, given the fact that since the war, we've been seeing Saudi Arabia diverting a lot of its crude to the west coast in order to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. So in June, flows were about 4.6 million barrels a day. And so clearly, that's sort of the supply that we see at risk. I won't say that basically that full volume is potentially lost, given the fact that Saudis can always basically ship through the Suez Canal. Yes, it obviously adds to voyage times into Asia, and it also makes freight a little bit more expensive. But it certainly doesn't mean that the oil is shut off from the market.